Just going to get myself onto the main screen. If I'm not on the main screen. So here I am. Okay, so welcome everybody, and I am going to do a short session on logosynthesis using the very good theme of goal setting. So my background is as a coach. I've been a coach for the last 15 years, and I have had experience of logosynthesis at a similar time. So I came into logosynthesis, fortunately, in my coaching training. So I have been learning from the beginning alongside my coaching practice. And I discovered that logosynthesis is very good for clearing limiting beliefs, which is not my topic, but a very good area for coaches. And so this work we're going to do today, this exploration, comes into one of the past modules. So I'm kind of giving you a sharing onto one of the modules that you might do if you're interested in training in logosynthesis, because there's a path called the path of the will. And we have the will to do things. We have a life purpose, a life destiny. And as we know, things get in the way of that, including today, the fact I had no heating, we have no water, etc., etc. So life gets in the way. And also our own energy gets in the way of what we want to achieve. So just taking a step back a moment to say a bit more about myself, I then became a practitioner in logosynthesis and then a master practitioner, and I'm now a trainer for 10 years. So I'm based in the UK, and I head up kind of Logosynthesis UK. There's a group of practitioners and a couple of master practitioners now in the UK, and I'm leading on that. We have a small group, and we are actually meeting in a couple of weeks as a group of either practitioners in training or qualified. So it's qualified logosynthesis practitioners. So it's an exciting time to be in this world. And logosynthesis, I knew when I came across it 10 years ago, was on the cutting edge of the work that I want to do. So it is an energy-based model. We haven't got the efficacy yet and the necessary research because it is quite a new model. It comes under the branch or umbrella of energy psychology, which some of you may have heard of. And there are many other modalities within that. But in essence, what got me really attracted to logosynthesis is the use of specific sentences to clear blocks in energy. And Willem has crafted those over time. In the beginning, we only had 2 sentences. There are now 3. And it's been very carefully evolved according to practice and according to learning. And it's a growing and active model, and that's what I really like. But it's more than a model. It's a way of connecting with our true self, our essence self. And the core principles around energy you would learn in the basic module, if you begin to train, is that energy is either in flow or it's frozen. So if it's in flow, we can move through life effortlessly. But as we know, life is not like that. Life creates obstacles in our path, and we also, our limiting beliefs, other people's belief systems, obstacles come into play. And the more we expand our energy field, sometimes some of the core, more kind of early issues start arising. So it seems a bit almost in opposition that we clear a lot of our energy. We have a lot more force of energy to move forward, and yet we're coming to some core kind of beliefs that are still stopping us. And so I find this fascinating on the journey with clients and on my own journey, because I continually work with logosynthesis with other trainers, and we continue to work on our learning edge. So it's a pioneering model, and I'm glad you're all here to experience it. And within that, so I talked about energy moving from flow to frozen. And also it's about moving in space. So you can say the sentences with logosynthesis very elegantly sat in the chair, as a lot of you have experienced. And you just close your eyes and let the words work, let the sentences work, and then come back. And we'd say the second sentence, and then the third sentence, and so on. So it's a very elegant way of working in the chair. But it also can be used very well with floor markers and with Post-it notes. And some of you, I know particularly a couple of people, I think Julia is in the room, have come across constellation work. You may put your hand up or give me a little, I think there's a reaction, yeah. So constellation work is a work of Bert Hellinger, and out of that has come systemic constellations, which is organizational work, and family constellations, which is Bert Hellinger's work. And I'm trained in both, and I find it very interesting. So what we're doing is we're tapping into an energy field. So as soon as we name a marker, the here and now, which we're going to do when we start, and put that down either on the floor or on your desk space, you are making that the point in time of the here and now. And as soon as you connect with that here and now, with your finger or you stand on it, you are in an energetic field. So what we're doing with Logosynthesis is we're tapping into this field in the same way that constellations would, but we're using the Logosynthesis sentences in a way to clear energetic blocks. And so we're going to take our time with an exercise with you participating. So I'm not doing a demonstration. We're all going to participate. I invite you to keep your cameras on. I'm looking at Karen there. Do you remember, Karen, when you were doing one of the exercises and you were using floor markers? And I remember that you hadn't got enough space in your room. You were wanting to put the floor marker outside the room. So that is a reminder to me that the boundary of your space is the boundary. And trust that. So if you have a small desk space in front of you or a tray, that is the boundary of your energetic field. If you have a floor space around you, great, you can stand up and walk around the space. I'd like to see you because I'll put everyone on gallery when we start and see that, but you can use the space. And so what I want you to do is focus now on something that you want to achieve this year or even this month. That is, you know, there's a block or more than one block to it. And I want you to focus on that. And I want you to write it down. So what is the goal that you want to achieve, that you know is causing you some difficulty? So take some time to tune in. Okay. And then I want you to take one of your Post-it notes or a piece of paper, whichever it is, and I want you to write on it, probably in capitals, here and now. In other words, the present moment. So the here and now. So I want you to write the here and now on the Post-it note. And on the another Post-it note, I want you to write either goal or the book or whatever it is. So name what it is that is stopping you from, you know, what your goal is and what you're having difficulty reaching. So you can just put goal. That works. And now I want you to take time, and this is important, so I'm going to emphasize this, even though we've got half an hour, we've got less time now because we started slightly later. I want you to take time to take that Post-it with the here and now and look at your desk space or your floor space and find a place for it. So it might be right in front of you, which is easy. I put mine down right in front of me. If you're using the floor, I invite you to stand up and carry the goal in your hand, but place the here and now down on the floor and stand on it. And if you are using Post-it notes, I want you to connect with the here and now, right now. So this is just tuning in with how you are right now. I'm noticing some body posture. I'm noticing Karen hands in pocket. I'm not saying that means anything. I'm just noticing. So notice how you are. So if you're standing up, are you feeling a bit wobbly? Or are you feeling okay in the here and now? That's just information. So when you're stood on the here and now, I want you to take the other piece of paper, or if you've got your finger on the here and now, I want you to take the finger off the here and now, get the other post-it note with your goal, and see where you want to place it in the space. So how far back, how far away is it? It might be really close, it might be quite a long way away. And if you're standing, do exactly the same thing. Okay, so is everybody ready? You're standing now on the here and now. Well, you've got your finger on the here and now, so don't forget to keep your finger on the here and now for this, okay? We'll stand on the here and now. Look towards your goal. And notice what is going on in your body. So this is where we take the time. So when you look towards your goal, and we can share in the chat if there's time afterwards, just make a mental note. So notice what's going in your body when you look towards your goal. Notice your body posture. Notice your breathing. Notice what thoughts come up. Notice if there's any emotion. It might be excitement. It might be a bit of anxiety. So as you look towards your goal, I want you to just record somewhere just your level of distress right now when you're looking towards your goal on a scale of 0 to 10. And this is where I don't have slides, so it's all talking. So please unmute if you need me to repeat anything. So you're going to make a note of your level of distress on a scale of 0 to 10 when you're looking towards your goal right now. So I'm guessing because it's something you're struggling with, it might be a 6, it might be a 7, it might be a 9. But there's some tension. I'm noticing one participant is having to hold on to the side of the top of something, so there's a bit of instability. So just notice that information and just give yourself a score. Notice what's going in your body, tension, breathing. This is all information. And then when you're ready, so I want you to very, very slowly, don't rush, move your fingers towards the goal. Or if you're standing up, very, very slowly walk. And as soon as you feel a block, an energy block, stop if you're walking. As soon as you feel something with your walking fingers towards the goal, stop. Has everybody stopped because they can't move any further? There's something in the way. So this is a block. Okay. So I have a sentence for you. So either standing up or just keep your fingers just before the block. So move back a little bit. It's helpful to not stand on the block, but move your finger just even a centimeter, sorry, a couple of millimeters back from the block. You know the block is there. Okay, so I'm going to do a repeat after me. And if everyone's on mute, then you would say the sentences aloud. Okay. Everyone ready? I retrieve all my energy. I want you to say this aloud. I retrieve all my energy. Bound up in this block. And I take it to the right place in myself. And just let the words work. Yeah, drink some water if you need to, between sentences. If you feel unstable, if you feel wobbly, take a sip of water. Sentence 2. I remove all non-me energy. That's N-O-N, all non-me energy connected to this block from all of my cells. That's your body cells, C-E-L-L-S, from all of my cells, from all of my body, and from all of my personal space. And I send it to where it truly belongs. And just let the words do the work. And just notice what's going on in your body. You might feel a temperature change, you might feel shaky. Just notice. And here's the third sentence. I retrieve all my energy, bound up in all my reaction to this block and everything it represents. And I take it to the right place in myself. In the here and now, as an adult person. And just let that work. And when you're ready, if you need to drink some water, and if you're standing, take a look at your goal, and if you've got your fingers stopped where your fingers are, look towards your goal now. What happens? Notice how you're feeling. Maybe you feel a little bit lighter. Maybe your fingers already are wanting to walk. Maybe your body's wanting to move. See if you can move your fingers further forward now, very slowly. And if you're standing, see if you can move a little bit closer towards your goal. But if you feel another block, then take a step back. I can see quite a few people have moved closer. Because you'll have to help me here. Either can you put a thumbs up if you've found another block? Might not be everybody. You've got another block. Okay. Yeah, Julia, yeah, okay. Some people may not. So if you can move towards your goal and you haven't got a block, go and stand on your goal and see what that's like and experience that for a moment. And maybe you can support the other people who are still needing to move, okay? So those people that have found a block, take a step back from that block or move your fingers just back a little bit so you're not on the block. And I have another repeat after me with the sentences. We should have time to do the second round here. Okay, I retrieve all my energy. Bound up in this block. And I take it to the right place in myself. I remove all non-me energy. Related to this block. From all of my cells. From all of my body, and from all of my personal space. And I send it to where it truly belongs. And just let that work. I can see some yawning. Just drink some water if you need to. And let the words do the work. Nothing to do. Just let the words work. And the third sentence, I retrieve all my energy. Bound up in all my reactions to this block. And I take it to the right place in myself. In the here and now, as an adult person. And just let that work. You're ready, because I think we have about 3 minutes left. Look towards your goal. Now, what's different? So in an hour, half an hour with Logosynthesis, we may not get you as far as your goal. We may. But just see what's changed now. And how is it to stand on your goal if you can do that? How is it to put your finger on your goal if you can do that? Maybe you want to adjust your map. Maybe you want to move your goal closer towards you. So feel free to move your map to just see, and then come back to the here and now and put your fingers on the here and now, or stand on the here and now, and notice what's different in your body. Notice what's different in your body. Notice if you're feeling more stable. If you have any tension left, or if you're feeling calm and open, just notice. And then when you're ready, I would invite you to just remove the markers from your map. Hold them in your hand. If you're standing on them, I want you to pick them up. And we have one final sentence. When in your hand, I retrieve all my energy. I retrieve all my energy bound up in these markers and everything they represent. And just let that work. So we've had a 25-minute quick exploration of working with blocks. Feel free to unmute, because I'm not going to pick people. If you want to unmute and share for a couple of minutes how you got on, anything you noticed, any questions. My website is heatherdaycoaching.com, www.heatherdaycoaching.com. You will find that I have a basic training on in February, and I would love to have some people participating. I think it begins on the 20th of February. Any questions, you can email me. You can find me on LinkedIn. So please, thank you, Alan. Please connect with me on LinkedIn. I love to have lots of global connections and also more UK connections. Thank you from Angela. Yeah, anyone want to unmute? We have.
I have a question, Heather.
Yes, yes.
Hi.
Hi, Ada.
So would
sorry.
it be helpful to focus more on what the specific block is, or just leave it more?
You can leave it to this block. In this process, you can leave it to this block. Now, if you were working with me one-to-one, which you can do, I do work one-to-one with people. You can contact me on heather@heatherdaycoaching.com or other practitioners in your country or field. Then you might find it's a belief. And then you might be working on the belief and using a different protocol. But this is a simple way as a coach to start working with clients in removing blocks. And we don't need to know what the block is. They don't need to know exactly what the block is. Okay. They may come back and say, oh, I realized that block was linked to my father's ambition about doing this job and I don't need to do it anymore. Fine, but for this process, we don't need to know, we can just move forward. I